Who's kicking us off?
I will. How would you kind of assess the backup quarterback trade?
Well, right now we've got to just continue to develop and get better at it. Monsters right now doing a good job with the twos. We got races going on today. We got Monsters doing a good job running with the twos for the most part. We're throwing a lot at them, so the ones and twos we run the same offense. The threes and fours we kind of go more to basics, so it's tough to completely look at, does one guy move the ball or one guy run the ball better, as a running back when you're in threes and fours or quarterback. But Monster's doing a nice job. Lynch is doing a nice job. Trying to get some plays off. Austin Burton's a talented kid. Jackson Gibbs is learning everything as we go because he wasn't here until now. So, it's just a competition. But I think Monster's really improved from spring to fall.
In what way has he improved?
I think that his knowledge is improved dramatically. He's a faster decision maker. He's getting away from center quicker. He's able to be more accurate with his throws. He's put more trajectory on the ball. He's able to, when he's, gets to the right read at the right time. So he's done a better job of that.
I think Coach Moore also mentioned that he thought that Devon was kind of coming out of his shell a little bit more, which is an important characteristic of that position. Yeah. Have you noticed that at all since spring, since you met him?
Yeah, I think he's definitely becoming more vocal. We're encouraging him to be more vocal. We're asking him to really push himself out of his comfort zone, be louder, be more demonstrative, be more animated. But that comes with confidence, and you have to really kind of have that feel like, I really know this. It's one thing to ask him to call a simple play with confidence. It's another thing to ask him to call a more longer play with more syllables with confidence, and that's kind of right now what we're trying to get done with him, so he gets more and more comfortable.
At what point do you start shifting towards opponent-specific type?
Not yet. We're still in we're still in camp mode, and we'll get to a point here at some point in time when Coach Mora says, hey, we'll start phasing in our opponent, and then we'll start kind of working through that. But right now we're kind of focusing on this week of details. Can we run the same play a little bit better? Can we run the same protection a little bit better? Can we get our pass routes a little bit better? So this whole week we're not focused in on installing any plays. We're focused in strictly on trying to be really detailed in what we're doing.
In the summer and some of the off time, how much time did you have a chance to kind of study some of those other teams to familiarize yourself with the new conference?
Yeah, well, I looked at we have a chance to look at some of the Pac-12 teams a little bit. I really looked more at our first few opponents, just because of the fact that it's three different teams. Now, we played Hawaii last year at Michigan, so there was a little bit more familiarity, but they have a new defensive coordinator this year. And then the other teams, I didn't know much about them, so I'm trying to familiarize myself a little bit with them, but really focusing on our team right now. We'll have time to start game planning them at the appropriate time.
Where have you seen Austin Burton take the biggest step forward since spring?
I think his biggest thing is that when he throws the ball where he's supposed to throw it, he does it with much more velocity than he did in the spring. He's more confident in trying to stick the ball in there when he knows where to go. So the biggest thing right now with Austin is we're trying to help him. The more plays that he knows where to go, the more you could see the velocity come out. You could see the ball jump off his hand. So that's the exciting part with someone like Austin. So we just really are working with him as we're throwing. You have to sit in these meetings and we throw all this offense at him. And then we tell him, well, you don't really need to know all of that right now, but, you kind of do.
You mentioned looking at some of the other Pac-12 schools. What, if any, impact does shifting conferences have on the type of offense that you're trying to implement? Does that play any role?
I think that in certain conferences or certain places you tweak and adjust, but I'm more into shifting and tweaking the offense based on our personnel, more so than based on the conference that we're playing in. So what our guys can handle is what we're going to try to do the best, and not really overly worry about what conference we're in versus really who's our players, who's on offense, who's our receivers, who's our quarterback, and go from there.
Did a lot of that evaluation take place in the spring, or are you still trying to kind of get up to speed on what your guys?
On what our guys can do? No, we have a good feel for it now, what they can handle, and how much they can handle, and then where their skill sets are, and what guys do best, and we'll start focusing on that here pretty soon.
You guys have done a few periods with the first defense going against the second or the first offense going against the second defense. What do you hope to see out of those periods when you watch the film? What things are you looking for?
I think we've done that maybe twice all of camp, 3 times maybe all of camp. So I don't really think twice. I don't even kind of look at it. I just look at what we're doing. So really, you could be running our plays on air, or you could be running against the starters, you could be running against the twos. I'm just trying to figure out, are all of our guys doing the right thing? And if they're all doing the right thing, then that's where we decide if it was a positive play or a positive practice. So whether we go against the twos in that last period or whether we go against the ones, I'm just hoping, we go against a really great defense every day. So I'm just hoping that we figure out a way to do the right thing at the right time.
Thanks.
Thanks.